Time for some tough love, Gen G, from someone who hates you. Can you subscribe to this channel, please? I need the love.
A better you starts today.
How's this for polling? Apparently 65% of you Zoomers, that's what you call yourselves, I don't hang around your little trap music festivals, you are very sad. In fact, 65% of you have some sort of mental illness. Apparently, toughen up. I seriously do think that though, toughen the f*** up, come on. There is no way that 65% of you have something chemically wrong with your brain. Something that irks me to no end, and I really would like to get this into everybody's mind, especially you depressed little doomsayers there, which is that I think that there really should be a difference between mental health and mental hygiene. And we'll get to that in a second, but just allow me to continue abusing you for the next 4 minutes so I get a bunch of negative comments being like, you don't know what it's like to have broccoli hair. No, I don't. Because I never thought that that would be a good hairstyle. Not once in my life. Look, just because Timothy Chalamet can pull it off doesn't mean you can, okay? You have pimples. Anyway, now listen here, you little short shits. Might be taller than me. Anyway, f*** off if you're a giant anyway. I'm not having you smash my house with your foot. Now, here's what I need to get into your mind first. If you ask the average Zoomer why they're like upset, and they'll always say something along the lines of, this is through the polling, the world's just like fucked and whatever, and then they've just got a bunch of like little memes that have flashed into their feed where they're just like, yeah, like Gaza, climate change. I've got all of that, and it's like, yeah, okay, dude, but that's been going on for like what, half a century at this point. Both of those problems. It's not like other generations didn't have problems before that. I think they had much worse problems than you had, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, such as, I don't know, most of you wouldn't even be complaining now because you all would have been shot in f***ing Gallipoli. So I don't really think that it's like the world's bad. If you're going to be truly honest and assess the world at the moment, there is not a better time to be alive. For you, specifically, you're young, you've got Tinder, go out and f*** 100 women in like 100 days. You know, like you could do all of that stuff, but you're all sitting there on your phones being like, oh, that sucks, the world sucks. And this is the whole thing. Like you can sit there and say like, oh, I'm just being hyper aware of it. No, you're not. It's just that your feed is constantly feeding you negative news because negative news sells. This is an old trick. What do you think sold newspapers back in the day? Do you think it was John Curtin's new infrastructure program? Or do you think it was Lemony Snicket murderer? How many prostitutes did he slit the wrists of this week? Yeah, like that was always at the front. It was always just scary, terrifying shit. You go back to television times, did you know this? People that watched the nightly news thought that they had, this is true, a 1 in 10 chance of being murdered. You know, like, I'm sorry, it is purely just what you're focusing on. That is the reason that you are upset. I will take that to the grave, except for like a very, very, very small portion of you where there is something wrong with your brain, and I can't help you with that. I'm just trying to help out the vast majority of you there that are like, oh, I'm just really sad and mopey all the time, and like, I'm like Edward Scissorhands, yeah. You don't even know what that movie is, do you? I don't know how to relate to you people anymore. I really don't know how to relate to you. I don't think that you guys know how to relate to each other, and it's because you are so fragmented because of the phone. Now, I've gone through the spiel of, oh, the phones are so terrible over and over again, and I reserve judgment to do it many, many times in the future, mostly because me saying, this is amazing, get off your phone, you're pathetic, everyone apparently sits there and is like, he's right. Anyway, I'm going to watch another video of his. I've seen the metrics. This happens. But he's stupid. Now that we've gone through that whole spiel, yeah, obviously there's problems in the world. There will never not be problems in the world. The problem is that you're focusing on all of these large problems. I think mostly out of this like narcissistic urge to just feel morally superior because like, I just like care about climate change and shit. Like, I don't do anything to help it, but like I care about that shit. Whereas in the reality is, and you hate this as well. You hate Jordan Peterson. And that's why I like bringing him up. Just to trigger the libtards. But like, dude, he's the reason that the Great Koala National Park's getting built. You want to be perfectly honest about that. He was the one that was just like, you're just focusing on climate change all the time when there's all these smaller environmental problems that are easier to take. And I listen to that because I'm able to listen to people that aren't exactly down my viewpoint on life and not be like, oh, I'm going on Reddit because I found something that gives me bad vibes. Fuck. Like, dude, I listen to like a broad spectrum. There's a bunch of monsters that I listen to, true monsters. And then everyone out there is always just like, he's the boogeyman. Dude, you have no fucking idea what a boogeyman is. Take it from someone whose house was fucking firebombed. But anyway, because I listen to a broad spectrum of people's opinions, I thought that was a pretty damn good one. It was like, you know what? I'm going all in on the Great Koala National Park. Now, I almost died getting it built, but it's getting built. And that is a big, big W for climate change. So I don't want to hear any of this shit of all these people out there saying like, oh, climate change. You haven't done anything about it. Maybe you vote the right way. And if you vote for the Greens, you certainly do not. But anyway, now, I'm sorry to just be so abusive to you. I don't know. It just riles me up so much when I hear these like, oh, I'm just like sad and shit. And you know why that angers me? Because you would be able to be doing a bunch of things about the things that you purport to care about if you weren't in this state of like, everything's like all the time. Now, I'm going to help you with that in a second. But I just need to get this on record one more time for the rows in the back. As they say on Twitter, I don't know why I'm saying it because I hate people that say that. But you are upset because you look at your phone all the time. You're upset because, let's be honest, me abusing you for the last 6 minutes is probably some of the nicest content that you've seen. Most of the content that you see is children getting shot in the Middle East and sitting there just like disagreeing with someone all day. Oh, I'm fighting the good fight. I'm fighting the good fight by calling someone a Nazi online. Like, shut up. So the whole point is, you're on your phone all the time. What a coinky dink. Soon as smartphones were invented, look at the youth's numbers in how many people say that they suffer from mental health issues. Look at the numbers. It is a 1-to-1. I love this stat. I'm going to say it one more time. The reason that you are upset is because you're on your phone. We already knew that the longer that you spend on the internet, the more upset you're going to be, the more depressed you're going to be, even if you're looking at good things. It's just like when you play video games for like 5 hours and you come out in a comatose just being like, am I still alive anymore or am I just ones and zeros myself? I don't know anymore. That happens to you. We already know that if you reduce your phone time, oh, what a surprise, the happier you get. Now that we've gone through the basics, one more time, I need to stress this. This is the most important thing that you can do for all these issues that you purport to be sad about to begin with. And for yourself. This is a win-win in life. And I think that there should be nothing but win-wins. You should just be focusing. Huge self-help principle. Always be focusing on win-wins. Always. I'm talking about yourself and the wider community. You'll stick around a hell of a lot longer if you do. You'll be constantly useful. And at the end of the day, that is the reason that you feel upset, isn't it? It's because you feel useless. Well, I'll tell you right now, you're making yourself useless. And I will give you this one little metric. I'm not even saying get off your phone. But I'm saying just notice how you feel when you walk out of the comatose of being on the phone. You will always feel like absolute dog shit. Now, conversely, instead of looking at your phone first thing in the morning, which we know from study after study, the worst possible thing that you could ever do is look at your phone first thing in the morning. That should be blocked off the night before. You should be getting into the habit of that. Now, I'm always saying that you should put on phone blockers and all that, but you should be getting into the habit of having your internet blocked off for at minimum the first 2 hours of the day. At minimum the first 2 hours of the day. Why? Because if you do that, you're going to be dumber and you're going to be upset immediately. And then that just makes this chain reaction down the rest of the day. This is one of the most crucial things that I could ever teach you. I could teach you more crucial things, but they'd be at Jordan Shanks. So sign up today for 3 extra videos where you will be getting somebody yelling at you consistently to push for more. And the more that I tell you to push for more, the more that you are able to push for. It is a beautiful upward spiral in life. It is that the more energy that you exert, the more that you are pushed, the more you can be pushed, the more that you can be challenged, the bigger challenges you can take on in life, and you just keep getting richer and smarter, and more people want to hang out with you, and they're winners that want to hang out with you, and you just keep getting everything that you want in life, more and more, bigger and bigger, over and over again. So make sure that you sign up to that. Now, listen here, dickhead. Here's what I need you to understand about this. If you start your day with this instead. Now, I'm always going through the crucialness of the golden hour, which is the first hour that you wake up. I'm always saying that if you're lying around in bed being like, oh, I can't be to get up, at the very least, start filling your head with a bunch of things that you want to accomplish in life. Start filling your head with good memories. Start filling your head with reasons for why you're excited to get up when you finally do. Guess what? You'll get up. What usually motivates you when you get up first thing in the morning? If you're in a downward spiral, you will notice this every time. And I want you to pay close attention to this. Please pay close attention to this. you'll fall back on your shitty habits. Oh, how do I get through today? Oh, look at my phone. Oh, I gotta have a coffee. I can't start my day without a coffee. There's just no way. There is no way if you're coping in life. If you're coping, because this is the whole thing. I hear you in the comments always being like, you need coping mechanisms. No, you don't. You need thriving mechanisms. You should be getting rid of coping mechanisms. You shouldn't be coping through a day. You should be excited to fulfill how much you can. Like, coping is, how am I going to get through this day? The right mindset that you should be having is, oh my God, I've only got 16 hours to be awake today. And then that day is gone. That's how you should be feeling. Every single time. I'm saying this for myself. This happens to me as well. I do the same thing that you do a lot. Much more days than I'd like to admit. I wake up and I start going for my worst urges every time. However, over the years, I've trained myself to at least pull myself out of that spiral at some point in the day. But it's never going to be as good as notice this, when you start your day by priming yourself with excitement, with possibility, with what I can accomplish in the world. You are never, ever, ever going to have the same juice for the rest of the day. So, I'll give you a really good example. The other day, I had a perfect day. It was absolutely perfect. And why? Because I didn't give in to any of the habits that I'm trying to eliminate in my life at the moment. Not one. Not one. And you know how amazing I felt that day? You know how much I got done that day? What was the difference? Well, this is what I need now to get the juice going. Yeah? If you're at this stage when you're first starting out with self-help, I guarantee it. Start with the primary questions of, what am I excited about today? What am I looking forward to today? What am I, who do I love? What am I grateful for? These are the questions that you should be asking yourself first thing. But dude, I've been doing that for 10 years. It starts to get old, asking yourself these same questions. You know how I start my day? By doing this. I just sit there and I mutter to myself like an insane man, walking down the street with my dog, just being like, okay guys, now we want to have a really happy day. Also, you're a bunch of assholes. Everyone in that 65% has no reason to be there. That is what I am doing while I'm walking down the street. I am thinking it most of the time anyway. I'm too scared to say it publicly. But I'm sitting there giving myself the self-help seminar that I am then going to give you. You could be doing the same thing. You could be G'ing yourself up for the day. And why? Why do you want to be doing that? Because whatever mode you are in at the beginning of the day, always understand that just by the fact that you're exerting energy, just by the fact that you are alive, you are going to get tireder and tireder throughout the day. And you are going to succumb to more and more of your worst instincts throughout the day. So if you start the day, remember there's only 4 major categories that you should be in ever. It's really depressed, chuffed, mildly bummed, chuffed, and then, of course, excited, right? These are the 4 basic states that you could be in. Most people in this day and age wake up somewhere in this kind of bummed stage. So if you start at kind of bummed, where have you got to go from there? What if you started at chuffed? Well, at least at the end of the day, you could very much start at kind of bummed, but usually you'll probably just stay at chuffed. What if you started at excited and then you wound down the day as chuffed? That can happen. Now, I want to tell you this. I think that the main thing that you should be aiming for in a day is putting your head to rest at the end of that day and just being that was an honest day's work. I did something today. I had some wins today. You can't do that unless you prime yourself. No wonder you feel like absolute shit. None of you are doing this. None of you are trying to make yourself feel positive vibes. You aren't. You're not doing the basics. You aren't asking yourselves empowering questions. You are not you are not doing these basic exercises of making sure that you go for a walk outside with nothing. Just allowing ideas to come into your mind. I think that you should be incanting even better, or you could just be giving yourself little G-up talks like I give. But the thing is, dude, look, you are doing yourself and the planet a massive, massive disservice by not getting yourself in a prime state. A huge disservice. At the very least, do it for yourself. At the very least, do this for yourself. But also, all of that time in the day that you could be in an excited state, which makes you more creative, which makes you more focused, Instead of all of that, all that creativity, all that focus is just in this like, just watch some more. It's all just draining away. Another day gone. Another day gone. Another day where you could have been building a better future for yourself and the world. Isn't that tragic? I'm telling you now, you want to solve those problems, that's how you do it. That's how I did it, and that's how the world does it. That's how anybody that is successful in life does it. They are abnormally optimistic. You can train yourself to do exactly the same thing. Why would you waste your life in a state? Why? Anyway, sign up to Jordan Shanks. I really do think that it helps out a lot. I honestly do think that that has made millionaires. In fact, I'm not even thinking that. I know that it has made millionaires. It's only a couple of bucks a week. And if you're even cheaper than that, just sign up for free membership, because at least I'll be priming you daily with a bunch of things that you should be asking yourself, with a bunch of questions that'll make you internally start reviewing your life and realizing, yeah, I am a piece of shit, aren't I? Like, yeah, there is a bunch of things that I could be changing about my life right now to make it way better than it is. You could be doing that for free. So sign up, you cheap. You're not even cheap. You're just stupid.